Hey, what's up, y'all? How you doing? Welcome to another edition of Bamboo and Friends. We're going to start the show today, but we're going to first uh, give respect to my brother. I am unlimited. Step your shirt up. Restart the thing again. Restart it again. Go through Google. Go through Google. Use your Google. Yes. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. 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 You know, we are just going to kick this show off today. We got a few things going on today, and we got a couple of mishaps here and there, but that's okay. You know, that's how it goes in the world today. You know what I mean? Things don't always go your way, but you just keep on pressing on, and that's what we're going to do today. All right. So today we're going to have a little conversation about um, the role that I played in the movie Beat Street, and then we have a guest coming in if he can get in. Hopefully, he can get in. A gentleman that has been in the industry dancing, breakdancing for a few years, and we're going to have him come on, and he's going to, um, give his insight of what it was like to be uh, in that time, that era, which was an amazing time to be. Let's take a look at what's going on Facebook, because I know you guys are always plugged in on Facebook. What's going on? Yeah, we're gonna link up with everybody today and get things started. I'm not gonna talk too much today, not too much talking, because I'm gonna edit. So sometimes I take a look at some of my old shows and I'm like, okay, didn't have to do that. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Since we are still waiting for our guests to come in. Um, Now, when I talk about hip hop, we talk about hip hop. We're talking about something that goes back into the 70s. You know, the way the world was in the 70s, how the streets were, the burned down buildings, um, you know, young people needing a way, a place, a thing, something to do, something positive to do, coming together, you know, bombing trains, seeing your tag, from one side of the Bronx all the way down to Brooklyn. It is, and was a great time. So we're going to talk about that today. I have a special guest to come in to help me with this. My brother Elvin, and we're going to introduce him. We're going to have him come in, but we know we always do it a certain way on this show. You know, we always give the flowers to the people that have been in the industry. We're going to give him his flowers today too, as well. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the platform right now, a young man that has been entangled in the whole lifestyle of hip hop, breakdancing, graffiti, very skilled and very talented. What's good? What's good? What's good? We back again. We back again. In the place. What's going on, my brother? How you doing today?
I'm doing fine, Maurice. How's everything?
I'm okay. I'm hanging in there, man. I'm just trying to make it. We had I had a show earlier today and had a conversation with some people about um hip hop and how it started. And I want you to kind of help me out a little bit, kind of letting people know about how hip hop has started and also tell us a little bit about what hip hop has done for you. But let me throw a picture up real quick, right? So it can help you out. And we can just probably get right straight to it. When you look at a picture like this, what do you think about?
I think about the jams at 112th Street in East Harlem. I used to help the guys set up their equipment, and I couldn't wait to dance all night. In East Harlem, we had a lot of different locations where we would go to the jams. We had Mr. Imperial, we had Smitty, we had Chill Will. I mean, it's a long line of DJs, and this reminds me of the jams in 112th Street and Jefferson Projects. Lots of fun.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that it was a different time in a different era. I was talking to people earlier about how we used to use fans to cool off the equalizers because the equalizer used to go out, being that it was a hot summer, and
Hmm.
and those back then they didn't have fans inside the equalizers, the amps, and we had to use a fan, as you see right there, which is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. You had to keep it. You had to keep the equipment cool, especially on those hot, humid nights.
Yeah, that definitely is a fact. Definitely a fact. I'm going to be like I said, I'll be throwing up some different things, and let me ask you, what does this remind you of?
That reminds me of the floor master. The floor masters. They used to teach us young kids in the neighborhood karate, gymnastics, and they might have wore gang jackets, but to me they was all kind. I mean, the young lords, black spades were in my neighborhood, and they taught us karate and gymnastics. They taught us dancing, and it might look like people might get the wrong perception and look at the gang jackets in the neighborhood. But these guys are strictly into art, and they encouraged it. They encouraged us to continue with our arts, and that's what this picture definitely reminds me of.
Are you looking at the way the streets were? When you look at the streets like that, the streets of the Bronx, what is that? What is that? How does that make you feel?
It was we didn't look at it like it was bad when we was growing up. We could look back at it now, and the first words that come to your mind is ghetto, slum, gangs, stray dogs, deserted cars. But there was a lot of love, and we build us everybody in the neighborhood was like family. So like it brings a lot of memories, brings a
Yeah,
lot of memories. But
yeah, no, that's definitely a fact. That definitely brings a lot of memories, and I just wanted to basically kind of get your perception of what you think, and how you feel when you see these kind of pictures. I'm going to throw up another picture, and I'm gonna ask you, what is it?
wow, but we was definitely doing battles. Growing up, I mean, it was all for fun. Certain blocks had their certain DJs and had their certain b-boys. And we would in the summer times we would walk from block to block in search of summer jams, and we would battle the local block. And this reminds me, because The same type of backdrop, the graffiti on the walls, DJ speakers, Vita suits, and our battles really never turned to fights. It was all for fun. We knew each other, and I enjoyed very much dancing. And I refused to lose. And when I used to dance in 112th Street, and
Well,
I met a lot of good people, a lot of old friends, and that's what this picture reminds me of.
yeah, I mean,
Battles.
I think, like I said, I was telling the viewers earlier, I was saying to them that, back then it was a time of struggle. There was a, racism going on in the communities, and I don't know if you realize that there was a heavy presence of racism that was still present at that time. Do you remember that?
Yes, very much.
And and,
Very
and
much.
I think at this time, because I mean, all of the Bronx seemed like it was burnt down, and I'm kind of remembering that people used to say that the landlords were burning down the buildings. Am I right? Am I right about that?
Yeah, I mean, at one point it was like every night buildings were burning. I mean, it'll be nighttime and it might be six buildings on one block simultaneously burning, and it will look like it's daytime. And this is like 11, 12 o'clock at night. So much fire. And yeah, they did say that they was doing insurance jobs, burning the buildings down, and it is a fact. That was happening. They was paying those certain people to burn buildings down. At the time I was young, I didn't know what was going on. There were a lot of buildings. We made clubhouses. We had our pitching coops. We hung out in these buildings, and my friends became my family. Most of us were growing up single, well, single parent. A lot of us had fathers missing our lives. My father was in the Vietnam War. Um, he was gone for a couple of years, came back, and it wasn't good. But
He he came back kind of messed up.
yeah, he came back. He was a cameraman. He got a job for CBS and going to the parties. He started indulging in recreational drugs,
Yeah,
and it changed him, and it changed the structure of my household. Um, I didn't look at him as a father figure because of the things he was doing, and
yeah. I think that a lot of kids were looking at their fathers like that, but we don't really know the pain that they were feeling inside. What they went through in Vietnam War. Not only that, there was pain on the streets back then. Like I said, single parents. It was just a lot of people trying to belong to something. Like you said, everybody had a certain kind of love. It was a clique of hip hoppers. It's like graffiti artists. There were like a clique of graffiti artists that would be together all the time, right? You know, you do
yes,
you do graffiti yourself, right?
very much, very
Okay.
much.
I had a clip of I didn't I had a clip of you. I think, did you have a clip on YouTube
I believe I do. Yes,
of you doing some graffiti?
yes.
Okay. Real quickly, let me know what that is. Where is that at? So I can have my team look it up.
Oh, on YouTube.
Yeah,
Um, Elvin Rodriguez at YouTube.
Elvin.
Elvin, Rod- Elvin Rodriguez.
Okay, all right. We're gonna pull that up because I looked at that earlier and I was like, that's when I said to myself, I said this brother, you know, um, he's really out here. I see your drips. I see your work. I see your work, and I think that is a really good thing. Also, let me ask you a question. What's
Yes. So he was. It's the,
what's going on with this 9/11 thing that I see you in?
Yeah. Well, at the time I was attending Borough Manhattan Community College.
Uh huh.
I was writing a book, And in my strange mind, I thought if I write it, because I wrote pretty good, I spell good. I thought if I write a really good book about the culture, not me, the
Right.
culture, what I witnessed through my eyes, that it might turn some heads, and someone might want to turn it into a movie. But I knew nothing about production,
Right.
so I made it. I enrolled in Bowman Community College for
Okay.
film, and I have 48 credits. I was on the dean's list. I was a master in the camera, storyboards, editing, both audio and visual. And on September 11th, I was going to school in the nighttime, full time. I was working during the day, full time, and from 9 to 5, and then I would walk like 6 blocks to school because I was working in Chinatown, and Borough Manhattan Community College is like a block away from the World Trade Center. So when I was working, I witnessed the first and second plane hit the building,
Right.
and so the commission we had to wait for a commissioner to let us go. Or I was a city employee for child support enforcement. So once they let us go, I just made the dean's list, and with that, I could get a triple C camera, and I could take the camera home. I don't have to film in BMCC on BMCC grounds. So I was excited about getting this camera. I could take it home.
Right.
So
Right.
I went to the school. School was closed. I'm standing in front of the building. Long story short, I felt the sidewalk shake, and 15 seconds later, the building was falling. I was 1 block away. I ran 2.5 blocks. I thought I was safe until that dust storm came. That big giant dust cloud came and started chasing me for another 2 blocks, and it hit me and knocked me out, and I was knocked out to after the that was the first tower that fell down. I didn't wake up till after the second tower survival team came in. That's the survival team, the firemen, they had a team come in and they found me. I think I was like 3.5, like 3 blocks away from the World Trade Center. And it's a shockwave injury to the brain. I forgot I was an artist. I forgot how to study in school. I forgot I knew that I loved to dance and I loved to graffiti, but I forgot everything. And no one believed what I was going through. I was having a lot of seizures,
So
nightmares.
let me ask you this. So were you saying that you were next to the building?
I was standing right in front of the entrance, Maurice. I seen the firemen started running out the World Trade Center right at me. Like there was like less than a block away. And after I felt something, all the firemen it was like hundreds of firemen running out the building, but they was
Right.
running right towards me. You know what I'm saying? Like so, I just I just took off. I started running, and when I was running, I heard the people with a big gasp, like picture like 3,000 people taking a big gasp in. That's the sound that I heard. And that was the last thing I heard. I mean, I ran like 2.5 blocks, like I said, and I thought I was safe. I was standing there getting my breath, but then the dust storm came around the corner right towards me. The dust storm was at least 40 stories high, um, and it was faster than me, because it caught me and knocked me out.
So
And
you say, so you're saying the dust storm after the okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just getting on the channel, we're talking about the 9/11 situation that happened. You know, with the buildings coming down. Elvin is telling us that he was in front of the building when that what the first plane hit.
yeah, no, when the first plane hit, I was at work.
Okay.
Um, as the building, then the second building got hit. I seen this all through through my office where I was working at, and then I walked like 7 minutes from
Mhm.
my job to World Trade Center as I was standing in front of the World Trade Center,
Mhm.
like a block, it came down. and when it came down, the breeze and all the dust and the smoke, it
Right.
was powerful, and it chased me for 2 blocks, and it hit me and knocked me out. And the rescue team found me like 4 or 5 hours later. I was knocked out the whole 4 hours, 5 hours. I don't remember anything.
Man, that's crazy, man. Well, it's definitely a blessing that you definitely you made it out of that, and you survived that storm. You know, wow, I wouldn't wish that on anybody, man. I know you're grateful I'm sorry, surviving that. You know, that's definitely crazy. Listen, let me just go forward, and talk a little bit more about your graffiti experience. So you've been doing graffiti for how long?
Started doing graffiti when I in 1976. I was 9 years old.
Okay, okay. So let me put a picture in front of you, and I'm going to ask you what comes to your mind when you see this picture. Now, I've already explained it to the people, but I want you to explain to the people what comes into your mind when you first see this picture.
Wow. Um, a lot of people when it comes to graffiti, Mr. Maurice, there's a lot of different styles. You have people that and after 12 o'clock they go to the yards and they would tag on the outside of trains. Um, I was a tagger that will tag inside the trains. When people was going to work, going to school, I would do this every day, and it felt good when 5 days later the train comes. I go inside the car and I see my name. I mean, that was like the thrill. That was like really the biggest thrill. You write your name and then you see it again. And the more you write your name on the train, it comes to a point that every train that goes by, you wrote on all the cards. And we did this a lot. We did this every day.
Every day,
Um,
right?
every day,
Now,
all day, every day. Um,
I also remember being chased by police. When you down in those train things there, just like they depicted in the movie Beat Street. What's up? Step your shirt up. I am unlimited is in the building. I have Elvin. Elvin, what they used to call you back in the days?
um, I mean, as far as like graffiti or dancing,
What was your boogie name? Your graffiti
my,
name?
my my boogie name was El Boogie, and my graffiti name was El Bing, which is Elvin in Spanish. My grandmother used to call me El Bing, like El Bing. But if all my friends, my name is Elvin, but she didn't speak any English, so I just liked the way it sounded, and I wrote it the way I perceived it to be. So El Bing is really Elvin.
Right,
And
right,
and then it was a long name, and then I abbreviated it. Instead of
right.
writing L Bing, I started writing L 112 because 112th Street rhymes with L. So those are my two names, Maurice. L 112 and L Bing. And dancing was L Boogie.
Right, right. Got you. Wow, that's a great thing, man. Mine was bamboo, and that was I was with the Zulu Nation back then.
I remember seeing that tag bamboo up back in the days.
Yes, sir. I
I
was the
remember that.
I'm the There's only two bamboos. One is Spanish, and there's one is me, and that's the black one and the Spanish one, and that's it. Nobody else have claimed that name,
Wow.
and it's something that I cherish for a long time. A lot of people wonder why I put it on the show. It sounds like this, it sounds like that, but when I think of bamboo, I think of strength. I think of the bamboo stick.
Yeah.
I don't think about the easy wide of the paper, none of that. I think about the bamboo stick, and I think when I think about that, I think about my life. A bamboo stick, it'll go this way and that way and this way, but it'll never break.
Never
And
break.
so I that's why I'm so adamant about that name, and people have been calling me that name for many years. They're still calling me that name. So it's all good. Um,
I like the name, and I remember seeing the name, and it really is a nice name, and I understand. your definition. I mean, the first thing that would come to someone's head is, oh, bamboo, he's rolling a joint or whatever. No,
Yeah,
I'm from Puerto Rico, and right behind the house we have streams, and we have bamboo, and I know just how tough they are, Mr. Maurice.
yeah. No, you know already how strong they are, right?
Yes,
You can build houses with bamboo sticks,
yes,
which is
yes.
amazing. Which is definitely amazing, man. So listen, this is a great conversation. I'm gonna throw something else at you. We're gonna get back to the graffiti. Actually, let's stay on the graffiti for a second, okay? When I show you this picture, right? It shows a lot of different things. It shows a history. The movie B Street that I was in, and right there is Ramon. I mean Kumo D. I mean, this was a full cast movie. A lot of people was in it, and we're going to get back to that. But what I want to do is I want to showcase something about you, right? And I was, like I said, I was on the internet and I was looking for things. I'm a guy kind of guy. I'm always looking for things and trying to see what's good and what's real and what ain't real. So I came across your page, and let me just come out of this other thing here, right? And
Yeah,
is that it right there?
yeah. I see. It says El Rodriguez, and it has my old rocksteady partner, Fast Feet.
Now that's your old Rocksteady partner.
Yeah. Well, I was a floor master. Jerry Fontanez is a martial arts fighter. Slash b boy. I mean, tremendous dancer, and he's won 11 straight championships in martial arts. He's a great person. He's a very good friend of mine. We both was raised in East Harlem. Both our parents were born on 119th Street and Second Avenue, across the street from the Renegade Building. His uncle was the president, Mono, which was my father's best friend. And yeah, a few of my members were in that movie B Street and audition. I also was auditioning for that movie also in 1982. And it's the when it comes to b boy movies, B Street is the heart that started everything. Keep it pumping.
Yeah,
We had no idea how important it was going to be back then, but the guys that were on the cast of B Street, I got nothing but respect.
right.
Yeah, that's
No,
my boy Delta and Coles.
okay. They're graffiti artists.
Yeah, very much so. Coles is from South Bronx, and the guy that you see bending over there, his name is Delta. That's my boy Jerry Mays. And Bomb Five, that was for Jazzy J's birthday. They're gonna have a hip hop party every year at 759 Allenton Avenue.
Did you say?
So
Did you say pose?
Jazzy J.
No. This guy here.
Oh yeah, well that's the graffiti is done by Coles Anthony Feliciano, and
Okay.
that's his partner that's bending over. His name is Delta. Delta was born in Spanish Harlem in my neighborhood. But Delta, I mean, these guys have been doing graffiti since like 1978, nonstop. Very dedicated. They helped me very much when I started doing my comeback. Um, Coles, Delta, Parker. There's some Bomb Five. Some guys really reached out to me and showed me love, and I started getting better and better again. I started in 2017. The
Right.
World Trade Center took me out of commission from 2001 to 2016. I was off the map.
Right.
Maybe one day I will discuss it with you.
Right.
Because but 2017 I began my comeback, and Coles,
Wait, wait,
Delta.
wait. You said something was off the map. You saying something what happened? Something happened?
Yeah, well, from 2001 to 2000, from that date, September 11th, I forgot everything. So if I danced, if I drawed and colored, my study habits for school, my appearance, the way I talk, everything, a shockwave injury to the brain. I mean, it's difficult. I mean,
And all of this happened in 9/11. You're saying?
yeah, September 11th it began, and it took 16 years for me to begin to study my brain, study what was going wrong. To I had to learn to dance again. I forgot how to dance. I would cry. I would go to parties and people would be like, everybody want to see me dance. Everybody know me for dancing. And they, come on, Elvin, dance. Come on, Elvin. Come on, Elvin. And I was so embarrassed because I forgot how to dance. And it took me several years, like from like 2013, 2014 to 2017 to begin to walk. The way a baby learns how to walk, that's what it. That's what I had to do in order to dance. I had to join the gym. I had to lose 90 pounds. I had to study footage. I had to reach out to close friends, Wiggles, Maze, Fable. I'll reach out to guys, people from the West Coast. I reached out to, but it took a lot of the love you feel from another b boy to a b boy, that genuine love. The more I felt it, the more I began to grow. And it's 2021. I've been three and a half years training. I mean, I think I got pretty good again, but I'm still training, and it's not like I'm trying to do like battle young boys. No, like I'm past that. All I want to do is to I want to be able to do the same exact thing I was doing in 1978, 82, and replicate it and show it again because I lost a lot of footage. Um,
Well,
so
let me say this, man. I mean, I understand that, but this is why you're here today, right? Because there's certain people that we put on this platform to give them praise and give them their flowers, and you are one of the people. Today we're going to give you your praise for the contribution that you put into hip hop and breakdancing and just the whole culture, because a lot of times a lot of people do not give the praise, the flowers. Today is your day, my brother. Today is your day, Elvin.
man, I'm flattered. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm a little emotional, and I'm not going to show it right now.
nah,
But I mean,
it's all good.
those words mean a lot.
Yeah,
It means, and coming from a man like you know what I'm saying, who was there day one, and you very highly respected, Maurice. Um, so to hear that from someone like you, it does make me feel really good. It's not gonna make me stop. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna continue this. This is my path for life, Maurice. I don't want
well,
to be a lawyer. I don't want to work in a bank. I want to work. I want to be within our culture. I get along with the younger generation. And doing art every day keeps me alive. That's a therapy. I have a program for the shockwave that I suffered from because the doctors didn't help me.
right,
You know, I didn't get the help that I wanted, and it's I don't want to like sway off the topic from the b boy graffiti. We would talk another
no,
time in depth.
no,
I'll
no,
answer anything you want me to answer about it, straightforward, the truth.
yeah, no,
But
no, no. Let me tell you something. First of all, let me just first of all take this time right now to continue to give you your flowers, brother. And let me just tell you this is because first of all, a lot of people don't know from where we come from. A lot of people don't understand the hurt and the pain that we've come from that point in time of life. What was going on in the communities, how we had to band together. A lot of people that all of this new hip hop and the hip hoppers that are not respecting the old school and not bigging up the old school. We got country music out here that the country singers are respected, but the old school rappers are not respected. The old school b-boys are not respected, and that's why I'm putting this platform up. And it's not just we're going to have the old school; we have the new school here too as well. My man Shock Life is over there in Newark, New Jersey. We got some young dancers. They do the kids with the happy feet, the kids that do
yeah,
the bone breaking, the bone, and all that good stuff. And so we're connected with these guys,
I love it. I love it. I
and they're
love it.
they're going to definitely be on the platform. But they have to understand is that it came from somewhere, and it came from people like me, people like you that was around in the beginning. And so therefore today is your day. We're giving you your accolades today, and we're going to be sending you something too as well. As a you know as a thank you for the things that you've done for the community. So let me just go through one thing, and let me put up another picture, and let me ask you, what do you think about this when you see this?
Honestly, it reminds me in the morning when we was going to school. Um, Me and my friends, we always met at 110th Street on Lexington, and we didn't go on the train too. It was at least six, seven of us, and yeah, we would dance on the train. Um, we put the hat out, make some money. A good friend of mine is John Rich, was always with me from the float master committee, and he was really the pioneer. I mean, John Rich, and I've done it plenty of times. There was ways we could make money when we was younger, and we would go downtown to Central Park, the fountain, on the trains, and we would dance and we would make money. You know, and that's what this picture reminds me of.
Yeah,
My
and
friends,
and the thing about it, you see the box, the radio.
yeah,
Yeah, you know,
JVC radio, yeah, 100 watts.
yeah, that's a fact. And so, one of the reasons why I'm bringing this up and letting this, putting this out here, because I don't know if anybody has really given hip hop as much love as it deserves. And, um, like I said, I come from the essence, from the I used to be a DJ before, and I used to be a rapper before. You know what I mean? So I remember carrying, my brother had a whole bunch of crates of records, and Cooley B from Yonkers. We used to pull the big giant speaker, the big bass speaker, and go set up at the park, and take the power from the power the
Hmm.
light pole, and connect it. And by any means necessary, we was gonna play some music, and it was just something that we were doing, and it was in, and it was powerful. It was it's hard to explain. It's different. Like today, you look at today, the times have changed. Times have changed, man. And if there's anybody that's young out here right now, my heart goes out to you, because this era that you're living in right now is to me far more dangerous, far more misguided than we have been. Um, and when I say misguided, I don't think that people cherish friendship as much, and there's just a lot of people that don't know how to deal with rejection, and so that's what we're dealing with in our communities. But listen, let me ask you another question. Now I'm going to keep going forward. Um, how long have you done it? Not how long, but have you danced for anybody again? Have you danced for any crews or anything like that?
I'm currently the president of the Floor Master Tots, which is a youth group. I just grabbed the reins from DJ Ski Jump, who's a b-boy pioneer from the early '70s. He created the Floor Masters, and for the young kids in the block, like myself and my friends, they made a crew for the kids called the Floor Master Tots. I became a member in 1977. I was 10 years old, and honestly, man, I was unbeatable. I
Yeah,
mean, if anyone feels differently about it and says when I was dancing back then, people were scared to go against me.
I know
Um,
that's right. I
and
know.
but I started, but the electric boogie started '77. But I was locking, watching Soul Train like in '74 when I was like 8 years old. I was a good locker. I did the robot dance.
Right,
I watched a lot of Soul Train when Mr. Michael Kafani had Soul Train. Um, and I mimicked how they dance, and I just added a little bit of our flavor because these is guys that was this was Motown disco era, before hip hop. So I had a little head start. When Electric Boogie came out, I was already known for locking and for doing the robot and for mime. Um, and I learned everything myself. I would. My mother knows. I would stay in front of that mirror in my house
right?
all day and just look at my and
We
practice all day and
practice,
wait for a jam and then go out in the jam and then battle for the fun of it. You know how we did. We battled guys for the fun of it.
yeah, nah, it was definitely a time that you can remember and a time we can cherish. You know, I do you remember this guy?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And he actually is a very talented dancer. He's into the graffiti. I used to hang out with his cousin, which is a female. She's a film producer right now. Yeah, I've known him for a long time, and he was one of the guys. Like it was hard. I mean, to get thrust into like the Hollywood scene at such a young age. I mean, what we was doing was looked down upon.
But
Graffiti.
he wasn't. It was looked we were looked down upon. But Lee wasn't really a really good dancer. You know what I'm saying? He was just the person that they gave for the TV show. And a lot of us felt like we were a little bit better than him. But
Mm,
that's that jealousy. Like, well, how's he got the spot and we don't got it? And but I remember him, being with him on the set, and really cool guy. We ate lunch together. They give us these vouchers so we can go into the city and eat lunches and stuff like that. But nah, this is a very cool guy. I kind of remember him when he was younger. Maybe you remember him in this one. Uh, take a look.
yeah, I mean, I love the song. I love the song. I love the era. I understand. I mean, back then the competition. I mean, I'm not saying I was the best because I didn't battle everybody, but there was guys that just stood out back then. I mean, Lavi Love, he could have easily been in B Street. The twins, they was double jointed, identical twins,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
good dancers and DJs. Um, I just give props to your guys because whoever did play in B Street, we were all young. We was
yeah,
from the street,
yeah.
and
We were.
to adapt to that system way of life, you know, was pretty darn hard. So, and if your guys didn't do it, who knows where hip hop would be today? It won't be as worldwide the way it is. That's a trend. That movie is a trend-setting movie. I've watched it like 1,000 times. I watch it every holiday. Like I make sure everybody, all the kids in the family, sit down and watch the movie, and I teach all my little cousins how to dance.
Yeah,
Like you come to one of my house parties, my mother, grandmother, everyone was doing the wave, floating. Like
yeah, yeah,
so.
yeah. It's
But B
nice. It's
Street,
beautiful thing. I want to just say over on Facebook, hey, how you doing? Robert Black, what's going on? Regina says that's so funny. I'm watching B Street now. Wow,
yeah,
that's
man.
crazy, Regina. I didn't know it was on at this time. There must be some kind of a deja vu going on here. But yeah, nah, it's definitely crazy. Um, let's see who else we got there. We got Dan Charnett earlier, Ernest Dublin earlier. Yeah, definitely. We definitely want to give you guys a shout out and thank everyone for just being a part of this platform here. I appreciate you. So all right, so let's just continue and let's get a little bit deeper into it, man. We're talking about hip hop. We're here with Elvin Rodriguez, right?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yes, yes, and he is a breakdancer, electric boogie master from back in the days, and we are giving our brothers flowers that they deserve, because
man.
you know what, there's a lot of people that will not stand up and give people their respect. And this right here is the platform that we're going to do this on, because there's a lot of hurt hearts out there. There's a lot of people that feel a certain way. And this platform here is going to stop that feeling. We're going to open up the doors, and we're going to show love to people.
And that's great. That's a great thing, Mr. Maurice.
Yeah, man.
You know.
So I'm going to show you another picture, and let me you can tell me what comes to mind when you see this. Did we see this one yet?
Wow. Well, I mean, that could have came out a few ways. I mean, we used to jump on the fire escape. We built, like, we collect mattresses, and from the fire escapes we would jump off. And also the main thing we would do, we would learn how to do gymnastics. So if we fell on a mattress. So we had a lot of guys who a lot of the break dancers really improved their skills with
Yeah,
cardboard boxes and mattresses. I mean, we didn't have indoor places where we could dance, and so we had to, like, live up, get things off the land, mattresses, cardboard box. And this I would practice my backhand flips and a couple of moves on this mattress. But it was that mattress was a toy. Whenever someone discarded a mattress in the 70s, that was our toy. Um, if you threw out a carpet, that was our toy. And we used our toys to do what we love. We love to dance, and gymnastics was a big part of the dancing. And that's definitely what this reminds me of. I could give you a block, 117th Street between First and Pleasant. Um, we had abandoned buildings in 117th First and Pleasant, and besides graffiti and b-boying, my block, we had a pigeon coop. We had like 800 birds, and that's what this picture reminds me of, Mr. Maurice.
yeah, man. That's a I don't know about you, but every time I look at things like that, I get like a chill, because it seems so surreal. And I think about how far we've come, and a lot of people did not make it, but with the most high blessings that we have made it, and we are here to tell a story.
Yes,
And that's another thing. What happens when people are not here to tell the story? You know, that's when our history dies. And so, in order for us to continue with our history, we have to keep alive, what we're doing. And that's, again, this is what the platform is here for. And yeah, that's about it, Elvin. And like I said, today, we're we're giving Elvin his accolades, for the positive things that he's done for the hip hop culture. And we appreciate you, brother. We really do. And
thank you very much.
we appreciate you. We love you. We respect you, and we honor you today, because ain't nobody else gonna do it. God damn it.
I mean, it's really appreciated, and I've been involved with this, my whole life, Mr. Maurice, and later on, when the discussion is over, my eyes are gonna water up because it does mean a lot. Uncelebrated pioneers.
Yes,
These
yeah.
is these is people that don't have they didn't get their just due for their contributions. Either they changed their professions, they could have passed away, they could have moved to a different state. I lost a lot of friends, on the streets. My original b-boy partner, David Vasquez. Um, we did something for Africa Bada back in the days. We came out on the back of his album. And my partner and I we were Electric Boogie masters, but my partner was chubby, but he could move, and a lot of people don't know who David Vasquez is. I'm sure Larry Love knows who he is, Rocksteady knows who he is, and that was my first b-boy partner as far as dancing. And I lost my graffiti partner was Papa. We had
Yeah,
our graffiti crew was Boys in War, um, and BC1, which is a member. He's like a big legend graffiti artist now. Like we back together, talk. We're gonna do some projects together, and but yeah, I'm not the only one that lost people, Maurice. My condolences that goes out to your friends that
yeah,
never got the acknowledgement they deserve. You know, and
yeah. No, that's a fact. I mean, I'm one of them. But just recently, I got a an award maybe a couple years ago from Adobe for my contribution to hip hop and breakdance, and that came out of nowhere. Um, I would think that my peoples will come together and say, you know what, you did some good stuff, and let's honor you. But let me tell you something. I don't feel bad about that because a lot of stuff that I did, I did it from my heart. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm trying to say this culture of hip hop that we're sitting on right now and everyone's making money off of. It goes deeper than what you guys think. Graffiti, just think of this: graffiti artists, bunch of graffiti artists hanging together, right? All of them have a backpack on. They're hanging together. They know each other. They maybe have a single parent at home, and the conversations around graffiti back then, the conversations around electric boogie, how to do the ticks tocks and pantomimes and waves and trying to get new moves and trying to look at Fred Astaire, look at all these old movies and trying to make a move out of these old school people, and that was some of the things that we did in order to make up our moves. So it's a real interesting situation and definitely a great topic.
yes, I agree.
So hip hop has come a long way. It
Hip
has.
hop has come a long way, and business has integrated into hip hop. I mean, while we did for fun, you got people making hundreds of millions. I mean, big business right now.
No, it's
Um,
big business because they've taken that break dancing and that electric boogie style, and they're still selling it. Actually, it's going to be on the Olympics. The break dancing, I don't think the electric boogie will be on there, but the break dancing, I think, is going to be on there.
yeah,
And
breakdancing.
yeah, and we're going to be interviewing the people from that from those shows, and we're making connections with those people as well. When you see,
Awesome.
yeah, when you see this picture, what do you think?
Roxy's. That was like, well, yeah, Roxy's when 1983. I mean, Electric Boogie was already out for like 4 or 5 years, 6, 7 years, whatever. But this era was definitely 1983 ish. Roxy's. Um, I know who both crews are badly. I'm gonna go for Rocksteady. But I got love on both sides right now. I know this was an iconic battle. It showed a lot. When I watched this movie, this scene, I felt like the essence was like it was genuine. This is exactly how the battles was. The crowds came around. Um, you didn't want nobody for the next crew dancing better than you, and your homeboy. He came with his homeboys. It was a fun time, and this particular battle, this was in the movie B Street, and but this is how it looked. If you went to Roxy's, um, if you went to the Fun House, there's numerous clubs, Palladium, Roseland, 1018s, Harlem World. It had that essence in the early '80s, and it was always a crowd. Yep.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was always a crowd, and I think people became stars after stuff like this, in your own
Yeah.
in your own communities, and I just know that a lot of people, really well, for me, one thing about me in hip hop, let me take this down. one thing about me with hip hop is that one of the problems that I found that was going on was that a lot of people was not willing to leave the hood and make a move to go to the next town. Similar in Yonkers, it was like that. You know, people weren't really energized to go to New York, and there was a bit of laziness, looming. But eventually, I got a few of the guys to come down, and we did audition for the movie Beat Street, and they, and so that went well, and so it's a positive thing, to be able to be in that movie and be a part of it. I'm sorry, I'm doing something at the same time while I'm talking to you, so don't mind me. Um,
Mhm.
so before we even get back into stuff, let's take a little break, a little commercial break, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to go back to this girl, Naya Nicole. Naya Nicole is a young lady that is an up and coming artist, and we support our artists, and we try to give them enough notice so that they can get out there and become a lot famous than they are now. Um, so what we're going to do, we're going to play her video. How about that? Hey, Elvin, you got a little bit of time?
Yes, yes.
All right, hang out with me, man. I'm going to run down this get this stuff here. But obviously, we're having a little technical difficulty, but that's all right. We're going to delete this, and we're going to edit it out. So, um,
I'm not in no rush, Maurice.
okay, no problem. I appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So, tell me a little bit more about what you're doing now.
Um, Basically, the main every day I do art, dance, draw, film, photograph, and exercise, diet, practice dancing. This is something that I do every day. I don't let one day pass by. But if it's 11:59 p.m., I got a minute left. I haven't done nothing. I'll pick up a pen and I'll tag my name on anything that's right next to me. Piece of paper, newspaper.
Mm,
I have not missed a day of doing art, and I consume myself every day with art, and specifically the arts that I love: graffiti, drawing, dancing, hip hop. Um, Being a comedian, we used to snap on each other. Anything that was in our culture growing up, roller skating,
mhm.
um, dancing in mommy's party. You dancing into Marvin Gaye, Barry White. So it wasn't all Electric Boogie. Like before Electric Boogie came, I was doing other things before that, and I made a documentary. I felt like I was a celebrated pioneer. I was gone from 2001 to 2017, so that wasn't nobody's fault, but situation I had to deal with. But being away for so long, some people try to act like they didn't remember me. There was like one person only, really. So that was my motivation to like
Wait, are you saying you
to
was locked up?
no, from 2001 to 2017. I would talk to that on the side, but a shockwave injury, I forgot how to dance. I forgot art.
Oh, right,
So when I say I wasn't around, it wasn't. I'm not saying that I was
right. Okay,
incarcerated.
right, right,
You
right,
know,
right. You
I'm
mentally,
just saying from physically. Because I have scar tissue in my heart, I have scar tissue in my brain, I have scar tissue in my lungs, and that was all caused by the World Trade Center. Living with scar tissue in your brain, your heart, and your lungs is difficult when no one believes you, and you fighting this for 17 years. Um, Gradually, once I started losing my weight, I started looking like myself again and dancing like myself again. People started, oh, now I remember you, But it's like one person who tries to stay stuck. Like I don't remember you, so it makes you feel like you're uncelebrated, like you're not recognized. And I know I was there before day one. Like Curtis Blow knows me. Before he dropped his first joint, my arm, I was working in Polydor. I used to do Electric Boogie, and Curtis Blow put money on my hat before he dropped his first hit record. You know what I'm saying? So Curtis Blow, no, he's from Harlem. I'm from Harlem, but I know people from Curtis Blow, but being involved when Curtis Blow drops that first album, for him to give me that album like 3 months before it was released to Elwin
Mm,
Rodriguez, you know what I'm saying? Like, so being a part of some people in this hip hop history, like Africa Bambaataa, I came on the back of his album. He knew how I danced, you know. But there's certain people that try to act like, oh, I don't remember you, or they don't want to give you the shine because they want that shine. I'm not a selfish person. I mean, I did a documentary, and the documentary was on everybody but me. I was
mm.
fine with the producer, being a producer, getting all the information. But there's other guys I feel are very uncelebrated, which came out of the documentary. I got Jerry Fontanez was on the documentary. John Flowmaster Rich, Jerry Mays, very talented. He's a five element specialist. Bomb Five, Rocksteady TBB. He's a b-boy dancer, graffiti artist, jazz. I have a lot of people. The Ski Jump. I got Drac from the Floor Masters. I got Hollywood, DJ Hollywood. Um, there's a lot, but I feel that these guys, me being absent from 2001 to 2017, and for them to not be absent and to do what I'm doing now for those whole 17 years, so they got to get their just dues. I feel like I'm earning mines again.
Well, let me
Um,
tell you. No, let me tell you this. First of all, um, I pick people for my organic reasons, and to me, I believe that you deserve to get your flowers. I'm not worried about anybody else, right? And understand this platform is going to be seen by many different people that's in the business. And also, this week we have Little Rodney C from the Funky Four Plus One More. He'll be coming on. So
wow.
you're a part of history right now. Okay, you are a part of history, so you might as well, take a bow because first of all, my platform is going to be continuous. It's going to go on for a minute, and we're not going to stop at all. Okay, we're definitely not going to stop at all. We got a lot more stuff in store. We got a lot more projects in store. We want you to be a part of it. And like I said, we appreciate you for coming in and just taking the time right now, out of your schedule to be here right now. Um, so no, we definitely are definitely appreciative of you. And so one thing that we'd like to do, um, being that it should be. I mean, we have a young lady. Her name is Mars. I know a lot of people that come on my channel. You already know who she is. Oh my God, we got my brother. You know a guy named Dino,
Yeah. But which I know of a few Dinos. Which Dino from which borough? I
Spanish Dino,
know I know a Dino from Harlem and I know a Dino from Boston, Massachusetts.
Dino back in the days.
I know a Dino from back in the days in Harlem. I grew up with Dino. His name is Antoine Dino, but his nickname is Dino. I'm not sure if it's the we talking about the same gentleman.
Okay, okay, all right. Maybe you might not. Maybe you
Oh, are you talking about Dino from Rocksteady?
might. I don't think.
Dino Deno?
I don't think it was. He was. I don't know if he was with Rocksteady.
Okay.
Are you saying that? Okay, maybe. All right. So you know what? Let me
If
make
you
this.
show me a picture, I might be able to, to like zoom right into it.
Right, 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 right.
But there was a Dino that I grew. He was a graffiti artist that grew up in West Side, and he was down with Rocksteady from the beginning. And then I know another Dino that grew up in my projects that he was a DJ and a dancer. And then I know a Dino who's the Floor Lords.
All right.
That was a b-boy crew from Boston, Massachusetts. They was good.
This is
Lean skiing order.
okay. This is Dino right here.
Oh shit! Damn. I can't really point. It looked familiar.
You can't really
Um,
tell, right?
yeah, I can't really tell.
Yeah, he's a breakdown electric boogie guy. But you know, he was with me back in the day. He didn't go as far back as I went. I went back all the way to the essence, but he went back. He definitely went back. Um, yeah. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me we're gonna take a commercial break, and we're going to show love to some of the people that have supported us in our trying times. We've had COVID recently, and how'd you make it through COVID anyway?
I didn't take one day off. I was filming the documentary. The documentary is called "On Celebrated Pioneers." B-boys make some noise. It's 73 minutes long. We begun this project like a month before the lockdown. So like we was filming, we was already filming, interviewing. Then the lockdown happened, and then we had people that we wanted to interview from Atlanta, um, New Jersey, California, and the lockdown just stopped everything. But it didn't stop me. I didn't want to stop doing this project.
Right.
I would travel. I would make meetings. I would go to people's houses, do the interviews. It actually came out, for my first production, I think it came out, decent. But that's how I spent my the entire COVID lockdown. I also began my graffiti again. I felt that I lost a lot of footage from back in the days, so I wanted to go bombing again and take photographs and save it. So during the lockdown, it was sad because I lost so many people was you know um Mr. Yoda, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, big part of Zulu. I was a Gestapo when I was younger. Um,
Mhm.
I was in Dice's chapter, bodyguard, country. But I was, I hung out with Zulu Nation, and and there was quite a few hits. I mean, I don't think there was nothing bigger than Yoda's. The contributions that he did, connecting the arts and the community. That's the thing. If you Zulu, you know what it is. The Zulu Kings. That's how they was birthed.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it was a trying time. I lost a lot of dear friends of mine, and but I didn't stop what I was doing for a day. You know, we completed the documentary. We it was showcased in Las Vegas in August. They loved it. I won an award for producer. I came out and I filmed someone's music video and did a cameo dance appearance. I
Mhm.
won an award for that. But the awards were I won these awards on the West Coast. I got respect for the West Coast. Like I have a lot of love for the West Coast. Mr. Kafani from Soul Train, like he's a big support system for me. He encourages me to to keep doing what I'm doing. And I'm sorry for everyone that's been struggling with this COVID. Um, but the arts have kept me afloat. You know, mentally, spiritually, um, physically, and I'm not gonna stop, Mr. Maurice.
I know
I'm
that's
not.
right. I know that's right, man. Can't stop, won't stop. Listen, let's go to this commercial real quick. We'll come back and we'll talk to you a little bit more about what you're doing now and what do you think about the kids now in the streets. We'll be right back after this message.
Never needed no help, did it all by myself. Let it say that I'm hot shit, I pop shit, oh well. I was down, I was booted, wanted more, had to prove it. I just be weighing my options, fake love, can't see who my ops is. Never needed no help, did it all by myself. Let it say that I'm hot shit, I pop shit, oh well. I was down, I was booted, Wanted more, had to prove it. I just be weighing my options. Fed love, can't see who my ops is. I just run up a bag, had to get off my ass. Done with excuses, she love when I do it. When I leave, she be mad. Lifestyle can match. Till my time came fast. This game is ruthless, they picking and choosing. I had to stay low in the bag. They own me, they fiending. Can't give them no reason. My trip so bad for change like this season. Oh, I can't build no foe. I'm in it back on the road. Late nights in the stew, swear I'm exhausted, worth it for sure. Never needed no help, did it all by myself. Now they say that I'm hot shit, I pop shit, oh well. I was down, I was booted, wanted more, had to prove it. I just be weighing my options, fake love, can't see who my ops is. Never needed no help, did it all by myself. Now they say that I'm hot shit, I pop shit, oh well. I was down, I was booted, wanted more, had to prove it. I just be weighing my options, fake love, can't see who my ops is. Mind lost, stuck on confusion, ain't really see how I was moving. Get them watches, don't know what to do with it. Took a loss and I know what to do with it. Future bright, you can dim down the lights. Took a chance, I'ma pay for that price. No help, I'ma get this shit right. By my lonely, I be living that life, yeah. By my lonely, I be living that life. Take a gamble, I'ma pay for that price. No help, I'ma get this shit right. Free smoke, I be handing out lights. Get my distance, they be telling them lies. These bitches be telling them lies. Never needed no help, did it all by myself. Now they say that I'm hot shit, I pop shit, oh well. I was down, I was booted, wanted more, had to prove it. I just be weighing my options, fake love, can't see who my ops is. Never needed no help, did it all by myself. Now they say that I'm hot shit, I pop shit, oh well. I was down, I was booted, wanted more, had to prove it. I just be weighing my options, fake love, can't see who my ops is. Never needed no help, did it all by myself. Now they say that I'm hot shit, I pop shit, oh well. I was down, I was booted, wanted more, had to prove it. I just be weighing my options, fake love, can't see who my ops is. Never needed no help, did it all by myself. Now they say that I'm hot shit, I pop shit, oh well. I was down, I was booted, wanted more, had to prove it. I just be weighing my options, fake love, can't see who my ops is.
Yes, yes, yes. My girl Mars, she definitely doing her thing. Show love to my girl Mars. She is definitely representing. Listen, if you have any kind of videos, you have any kind of talent, we want you to give us an email. We're going to put the emails in the chats. We got Jody Jefferson in the building. Step Your Shirt Up in the building. I'm going to leave my email in the chat. If you guys, if there's anybody that has any talent and you have some clean music, feel free to reach out to me and give me your information, and we will contact you and we will showcase your music on our show. This is the direction that we're going, um, and so we appreciate your support and your help. And listen, if you have any real questions about anything, that is pertaining to our show, um, this is the Morning Buzz, but words, but that's the number right down there on the bottom. You can pick that up and check that out later on, and we can we'll get back to you. We'll definitely get back to you. All right. So let me ask you a question, brother. You know you see the world, what's going on in the world today. There's massive amounts of killings going on, in the city streets of New York City. Are you familiar with what's going on right now?
Yeah, I mean, crime has risen. Um, it's in some neighborhoods it looks desperate. Um, a lot of people talking about getting evicted. I mean, there was not too many people were able to catch up on their bills during the lockdown, and now you have people getting losing their jobs over the vaccine mandates. And so now the struggle is not only with like minority or impoverished families. Now you have professional police officers, firemen losing their job, their careers over these vaccine mandates, and that's what's made this particular time the crime just over the top. I mean, you got people earning 80,000, 90,000 a year, and now they own earning zero. They have children, they have families, they have car payments. I mean, so yeah, the desperation it does it's definitely not the same feeling we had when we was younger growing up, where you wake up happy, not a problem in the world, but it's different now. And it's
Yeah,
even different now because it's affecting people outside of the ghettos or slums. I mean, with the mandates, I mean, you have people have to make tough decisions, and it shows in the neighborhood. I mean, I don't, at 8 o'clock I'm home. You know, like you don't see me in the streets like that. You know, but it doesn't seem right. You know, it is bad.
Nah, it is bad, and I tell a lot of people, when I do this podcast, I'm saying to my, I give a lot of information. I'm informing that this is like it really is, and some people, they're not. See, people have short attention spans, and when something is not as exciting as they want it to be, they automatically pull away from it. It's that addiction that that you're addicted to, instead of taking the time and actually seeing in its entirety, certain videos that are trying to, um, shoot positive into the world. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to shoot positive into the world, and give opportunity to young people and make a difference in this world today. And that's what this channel is all about. So if you are on Facebook, which some of you are, and, if you can go over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, so that you can be the first one to get the notification, get the videos as they come up. You'll be down with us, so. And we'll be giving out some shirts to people, that are a part of what we're doing. So, um, definitely, on top of that. Yeah. So again, we're definitely in a different time nowadays, and children are definitely a lot more angrier, I feel, than the average, kids. I think that they're really just trying to make a point. That's what I think they're doing. I think they're trying to make a point, you know, and that's what I think it's all about. You know, this all of this problem that we're having with these kids. They feel just like us when we were younger. We wanted to make a point. I think they're trying to make a point, and so in some senses we have to let them have, be free to speak and be free to, to direct that energy the way they, the way they see fit. Let it out, let it out. Don't hold it in, because when you hold it in, you tear yourself up inside. And I've learned that, just by being in a relationship. I used to just be quiet, and sometimes I still be quiet, but when I'm quiet, that's when you better watch out, because I'll either break out, or things can happen. So I always tell people, don't look at my face and think that this face ain't been scraped on the ground. You know, this face is a face that has made it. This is a face that's made it through the struggles, and now I'm here in this seat, giving props to and flowers to brother like Elvin, and people that have made a difference in the communities. So, we definitely appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah,
There's a lot of things that we need to do together, and I hope that we can stay in contact with each other, and do some of these things. You know what I mean?
I look forward to it, Mr. Police.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So now that I don't know what happened. I think I've lost all of my um, stuff over here. It has definitely wiped out, and that's what social media does. It wakes you up. When when you think you got something, you ain't got nothing. You know. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna talk to my people in the chat and say thank you very much for coming. All of you people that are in the back, right? Now I know who you are. Pamela's, the Zamila's, the Nitas, all of you guys, and the Shantays, the Kias, the Maurice, the Devontae, Quentin, Maurice Jr. I think I said that already. Rhonda, Lisa, um, all of these people, we wish you blessings and love. Bev, T's World, all of the people that are on the chats on a regular basis. We wish you the best, and I hope everything is going well with you. And if you guys, I appreciate if you can subscribe to my channel and support us.
Hmm.
And Elvin, let me tell you something, man. Um, what I feel is this: is that you could have been dead, right? And to me, I think that there's a reason why God spared your life. And I think that God brought me into your life for a reason. Because, see, you know what? I'm starting to believe that God orders my steps, right? The Most High orders my steps. And when I go through the internet and I pick people, or I'm not calling you, or something, is a reason why. The energy has to be right. And the energy was right with you. And that's why I told you today is your day. And this video will be seen forever. And people, you'll be able to come back to this video and show your kids that Wendy Williams' cousin, a break dancer from back in the days from the movie Beat Street, has pulled you in and told you that today is your day and you getting your flowers. We appreciate you. We love you for everything that you've done for the culture. And that's it, man. Zulu, Nietas, Savage Nomads, all of our family,
Yeah.
familia, everybody, respect to all of you guys out there, and blessings, man. Blessings on top of blessings. All right, so listen, I got one more song to go, because we promote young people on this platform, and I can't do this alone. I have to have you know um these kind of things going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Because there's more kids coming up, and we have to show them love. And even if they are those kind of kids that are different, you know what I mean? Those are the ones I want, the different ones, the ones that are different, the ones that are into art, into dancing, and just different. You know why? Because I was different, ladies and gentlemen. I was different. And you people say, well, what are you doing up there? You're doing all these moves and you're doing all of this and you're looking all funny and crazy. Let me tell you something. There's an art to it. There's an art to it. And I traveled on tour with Bambaataa and Zulu Nation, with doing this for a minute. And you can make money off of this too. You just have to know how to do it. Because if you're young and you're capable of dancing, there's a certain registry that you can put your name in. And if they need someone that does breakdancing, electric boogie, your name will be in that registry with your face and you will be picked. But you have to know how to go about doing it. Okay. Yes, the industry is much bigger now. People in China and Japan, these guys are doing, you know what I'm saying, right, Elvin?
Yes.
They got these new shows out now, but one of the problems is, where's all the old school judges? Where's the judges at? They need to have old school people judging for the new school, and this way that we can all learn together what's going on with this bone breaking thing, what's going on with all this other stuff that we got going on. T's World, how you doing? You missed the topic. No, we're just going over. I was in the movie Beat Street, and we were having a conversation about you know the history of hip hop, and where it started and how it started, and some of the people like Elvin here that's on my platform. He has dedicated his life, for the culture, and and what we're doing on this platform, like it really is we're taking the time, right? Taking the time to pull somebody from their home and tell them, listen, today is your day. Today is your day. You made a difference in somebody's life, and we appreciate you and we love you for that. And so that's what this platform is to give the flowers and respect to the ones that have not been given respect to for over the years, the ones that have built this city, the ones that have put each cement and fought for this for the young people that are out here now that don't have no respect for the old school. These are the ones that really should be lifted up, not foot or neck. Okay, and so maybe we can use this as a platform, as understanding that all of you old school people out there, whether it be Kumo D, whether it be Drake, whether it be any of you guys, when you listen to this, you understand that there is something that you guys are missing. And as long as you're missing that, you'll never go far. When you build a building, you have to build the foundation first. You cannot just build a building. The foundation is what makes the building stand strong. And if you're taking the foundation from the building, you're going to collapse, just like it's happening now. All right. And you guys remember that in the hip hop world.
Yes, very well said.
Yeah. And so with that, after we come after this, we're going to say peace and blessings to to my brother here, and we'll be right back. This is Naya Nicole. This is her other new song. It's called 11. You know, just listen, rock with me. We'll be right back.
Ever since I was 11, I've been doing my thing, just writing, trying to get it down on a piece of paper, coming up with melodies. Was it working well? Sorta, kinda, wasn't used to it, but now I've got it. I've been thinking lately about it, and I think I nearly made it. So, gonna keep on going, gonna stay original is what I'm hoping. Nothing's ever gonna stop me, nothing's gonna get in my way. So I'm working real hard, never been this serious about my own art. Taking what's mine and I'm gonna get it, and what's mine is gonna be lifted. What I'm really trying to say is, I'll be steady on my grind, I ain't wasting no time. No, what I'm really trying to say is, I've been steady on my grind, I ain't wasting no time. No, ever since I was the double one, been hitting them stages like it was nothing, doing it all, just trying to get down. It's been a long time coming, and I know the change gon' come soon for me. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been this determined, no. I don't want my time to come and then leave me alone. Shy bubble taking over me again. So what I'm gonna do now is use my showmanship. What I'm really tryna say is, I've been steady on my grind, I ain't wasting no time. No, what I'm really tryna say is, I've been steady on my grind, I ain't wasting no time, no. Ever since I was the double one, been hitting them stages like it was nothing, doing it all. tryna get down. You know I'm still doing it now. Ever since I was the double one. Ever since I was the double one. Been hitting them stages like it was nothing. Doing it all, just tryna get down. You know I'm still doing it now.
Yes, 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 yes. Blessings, blessings. That was Naya Nicole, and she has her new single. Check out. She has some more music. You can check her out on YouTube and all the platforms like iTunes and Spotify and all of that. And you can check her out on that. We'll leave a link down in the comments for you to link onto her page. Okay, man. We're back to you, man. Elvin, how you doing today, man? You all right?
Y'all doing fine. Nice song.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, you know what? Try to. You never know. That could be the next hit star right there. What's that girl that died in the plane?
Um, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
The one
She
that
was.
just got in the plane. That's
I don't know why I forgot her name. I
yeah.
should
I
be. I
mean,
should be shot.
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She might be. This girl might be the new Aaliyah, and she's right here on our show. We also have Yonkers lady, the first lady of Yonkers. We're waiting to get some music from her too, and we're definitely going to be putting her on. But I just wanted to say thank you everybody for tuning in, man, and thank you Elvin for being here with us today, and just giving us that information and showing your
Uh,
views on what's going on in the world today as far as hip hop is concerned and the history behind it, and we just appreciate all of that,
it's very it's appreciated. Thank you.
man.
Thank
Yeah, yeah.
everyone that tuned into the show, and
Is
it
there
means
any
a
way?
lot to me.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, man. Is there any way anybody can find you? Do you have any platforms where you can tell people where you're at?
Yeah. I have two social media pages on Facebook. One is called B Boys and B Girl Gangster Chronicles. And the second page on Facebook is Bronx Boogie Get Down. And I'm on YouTube, El Rodriguez at YouTube. I throw a lot of my graffiti and dance videos on the YouTube. And just to stay posted, this the documentary should be on Netflix in a month and a half. The name of the documentary is B Boys and B Girls Gangster Chronicle. On Celebrated Pioneers, B Boys Make Some Noise. And
Got you.
so I'm focusing a lot on screening it in New York City this time, and I appreciate it. Hopefully, I'll make sure you get to watch it if you haven't seen it in entirety yet. And
Well, you know what you can do. You can give us the cut, give us a cut of it, and we'll come back and we'll play it. And as long as it doesn't have any strikes on it or anything like that, we good.
yeah,
You
there's
know,
no strikes, there's no profanity used,
no, no,
and
no.
it
Yeah, as long as it's not. In other words, as long as we don't get strikes as far as like copyrighted music and stuff like that. We just try to stay away from those kind of things.
okay.
But
Well, my partner's the director. I'm the producer. I'll give him a call in the morning, and I'll make sure that's placed in your hands. And
it's
I
definitely
appreciate
appreciated.
it.
No, no, we appreciate you, brother. Definitely appreciate you, and again, want to thank you for coming through, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Like It Really Is with Bamboo and Friends. Until next time, we'll check you out, and we'll have a new show. Remember, we have Rodney C from Funky Four Plus One More. He'll be on. We still got Memphis Bleak. He's going to show up and he's going to perform.
Wow.
And you know, we have a host of other people that will be coming in. Oh, we have a special guest. A special guest. Bernadette Thompson is a very good friend of mine, and she will be here. She does nails, and she's been doing nails for the stars for many years. She just got hooked up with in Jay-Z's new magazine. They wrote an article on her, and she will be coming up, and we're going to be putting up some information about her too as well. So tune in for that. That's going to be a great show.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, listen. Thanks again for coming. I want to thank everybody for watching Like It Really Is with Bamboo and Friends. Until next time, I'll see you. Guys, have a blessed one. Peace out. We out of here.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you, Mr. Maurice.
No problem, brother.
Bamboo.
Before we go, ladies and gentlemen, this one's for you. All right. Remember, be grateful. Be grateful.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Salute, kid. Always. Always thankful and grateful. Let me stay blessed. You heard? I'm so blessed. So are you. Yeah. I love myself, I love my life, I love my kids, I love my wife, I'm positive, I try to do what's right. I respect darkness, but rather live in light. Yo, I love my fam, I love my mom, I love my community, I love God, I love unity. He died for you and me. I'll always be thankful and grateful, wouldn't you be? Sing it, Queen. Me too. Say what? Always thankful and grateful. Stay blessed.
Until next time. See you later.
Thank you. Good night.